Oh my god, this episode threw me for a loop. I mean, hook, line, and sinker. Oh, and you little shit. Love, Death, and Robots Season 4, Episode 3 is titled Spider Rose. To start the episode off, we are introduced to this girl right here who is going through flashbacks from her past. Her and her husband got attacked by this alien race. Her husband was offed and she was left alive. Not to mention the rest of the people on the ship that were like her get offed in the process. Flash forward to present day moments, she keeps having these PTSD episodes about what happened, so she has to use this syringe to basically nullify the thoughts. Also being the only one in this weird spider web looking thing that is near some random planet. Kind of gives you the idea of the spider rose, so on and so forth. Also, let me say this prior to what else I'm going to say. The animation for this looks superb. I'm talking, this is like AAA game type animation. It's fluid, it's great, everything kind of just blends together, it's vibrant. We need more of this. I'm being so for real. And from what I can attest, she actually controls these different mechanical spiders that created this web-like thing near the planet. This is important because it plays a huge part in a previous episode in Love, Death, and Robots. Timeline-wise, it's very confusing, and it's very loosely connected. A ship then appears out of nowhere, and it turns out it happens to be the same aliens that we saw in the Swarm episode in Season 3. That's why I said it was very loosely connected. Basically, these guys are all about profit. They don't give a shit about anything else. If they can get some money in their pocket and do it in any way possible, they will do it. From there, they start discussing trade. Her prized possession being this jewel that's basically just a giant diamond made up of ion particles and so on and so forth. I don't know anything about chemistry or whatever. Basically, it's a huge prized possession. With a very, very weird composition. Remember that. They start offering her different things related to money, to wealth, to power. The homegirl here is not having it. It's like, hey, I live on my own. I don't give a shit about any of that. I want to destroy the people that killed my husband. And they're just sitting there like, yeah, about that, we can't really do that. And she's like, fine then, bitch, I want nothing from you. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna deviate here a little bit. This is your husband? Ma'am, if I were you, I'd be going star system to star system, tracking down these guys that killed him in order to get my revenge. I would be furious. Because how do you lose a man looking that good on his last leg? I can only imagine what he looked like when he was in great health. Ma'am, I would be Kratos to the universe had I lost someone like this. Hey, look, I'm a man, all right? I'm straight. But I know game when I see it. I know when another man is attractive. And lo and behold. But then they finally come to a consensus by introducing this little guy as a bargaining chip. Weird spaceship alien saying you can have him for 94 days as a trial period. If you don't like him, we can take him back. It's a cute little thing, right? Right? Now, for the majority of the episode, it's basically these two bonding with one another. Her coming to terms with her past via this little alien puppy-looking thing, and finally having somebody that she can lean on because she's been alone for so long. And I'm sorry, there's one point where she's with her alien puppy and she thinks back to the time with her husband, and we see this, and I just gotta say, what the fuck is wrong with your hair? Who is your barber? Who needs to be sued or offed immediately? Did you just tell your barber, yeah, fuck me up in the worst way possible? Because who in their right mind thinks to themselves or tells their barber, yeah, give me a fade with a bowl cut, but only on one side. The other side, let it long. Homie, what is wrong with you? Did you go through a wood chipper? How does this even happen? I would sue my barber. No, they're not coming out of that alive. I feel like that anger towards your husband should have gone towards that barber more than anything else. I guarantee you your husband was at least a little bit relieved that he was getting off because of that haircut. Anyway, slander aside, we get to see that the little alien puppy metamorphosizes based off of its owner. And now it low-key kind of looks like a monkey. Homo sapiens, she's a woman, so on and so forth. They then start bonding even more, getting to know each other on a very personal level. Her explaining to this little dog thing that's named I cannot remember that she's so alone that she has friends out there and she needs to go to them. Basically shunned out the entire world because of the death of her husband. And then this is where shit gets real. An enemy ship approaches her and it turns out to be none other than the main dude who offed her husband. Turns out the girl has offed this guy so many times, but only his clones. And only now is he showing up as the main dude. Again, side tangent, why the hell would you show up as the main dude now? Why not just send more clones? Like, it's smart to send the clones. Legitimately. Because you didn't do very much of anything as the main guy. I guess it just mentally, y'all just suck at doing the one thing you're meant to do. It's honestly a surprise that you're able to off the husband, knowing how terrible of a fighter you are. Basically, this ship gets shot at, has terrible aim, by the way, a gas gets released inside of the ship and all the clones die except for the main one. The bad guy makes it to the main area. She fights him, he fights her. She's on the verge of losing. That is until this thing attacks him to give her the opportunity to stab him in the throat. She then releases the airlock. He gets sent off into space while she gets into an escape pod and is drifting through space. Oh, and I forgot to mention the thing that stabbed him had the gas that released that killed the other clones, and now he's permanently gone. Which then in turn caused the airlock to explode and he went out into space. And just when you thought things were at a happy ending finally over, this thing starts tweaking out. We then cut to a little probe that goes into the ship with her arm floating around and a chrysalis in the ship. We then cut to inside the main ship we saw at the beginning of the episode where they have the jewel and the creature. Turns out the little shit ended up eating her. Deception at its finest. These little shits knew what was going to happen. They get best of both worlds. Not only do they get the prize, but they get the thing they gave to her back like nothing ever happened. Like I said, profit by any means necessary. Look, this little shit got me. Alright, I was fully convinced. Oh, finally she has somebody that will be there by her side because she has no one. Nope. It ate you. It turned on you at the very end. Can't trust nobody, man. You can't trust anybody. Overall, I liked it though. Be it a continuation of a previous episode in a previous season, even though it's loosely connected, I think it was pretty good. Animation, pacing, everything around it, perfect.